Okay, and I'm back. Now, it's been a couple of days since I was waiting on the new spring to come in from Amazon. And as you can see, we have the new spring, and this time the spring is the correct spring. As I stated in the previous video, the way to tell if you have the difference between a right wind and a left wind, if you're facing this part of the spring, if the end of the spring is facing to the left, as this one is pointing to the left. If you turn it this way, the end of the spring right here is pointing to the left. It is a right wind spring. If it was a left wind spring, this end of the spring will be pointing this way. As you can see, the same thing from the old spring here is pointing to the left, and this is definitely a right wind spring. This is the spring that's broken. I'll be replacing it with this one. Because I'm holding my camera on my phone, I'm videotaping this by phone. Because I'm videotaping it with myself, I'm gonna have to stop and put everything together. And as I do every step I make, I'm gonna stop and show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, so you would have a thing. Of course, let's recap about safety. The tools that you'll need to do this type of job is, of course, a ladder. Of course, the spring that you're going to be replacing. The two bars that you're going to need to stick in this portion of the spring for safety. 2 wrenches, one 14 millimeter and one 10 millimeter, and a pair of vice grips. Those are the tools that you're going to need to make this job easy as possible, as well as safe. So with any further ado, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop the video now, and then we're going to load the spring, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. The first step. All right. Now the first thing you're going to do, you're going to take your spring, and you're going to install it on the garage spring rod. Okay. Now you want to make sure that this part, first when you install it, is going to go on first. All right, the 2-inch end is going to go on first, and so, and then you're going to slide it, on the pole as such. All right, so stand by. Okay, now, as you can see, we now have the spring on, and what we do is you can notice that this goes to the left. The collar goes to the left. The spring slides all the way, and there's a part that you put inside the 2-inch hole. If you hold on for a second, let me move my ladder down. As you see, this end goes here, and it's going to be bolted here and on the bottom. This is more or less like it's plastic, and it goes inside, here. So I'll be lubricating this around here so this can turn freely, on that. So again, stand by, because I'm holding the camera with one hand. Okay, now I put a little bit of grease, here, because I'm going to be sliding this here, and the bearing is going to go in there once I lift it up. But first you want to reinstall your wheel down here on the other end. So we're going to do that, and I'll be showing you how to do that in a second. So hang on, let me move my ladder back down. Now this is the wheel that you have to, put back on, here. You're going to slide this, and you want to make sure that your set screws are facing inboard towards the inside, like so. So you're going to slide this back on. Slide this back down. And you're going to put that back in the hole here. You might want to put some, some grease. I'll probably do that off camera, but I'll probably put some grease in it. Then you're going to attach your your line. If you see this little cut in, this is where you attach your line, your cable, as it's called. And you're going to put it in that little slot, like so. Where it's going to face inside, and then actually you need to come around this side because it's going to wind up. It's going to wind up from the back. The tension is going to be in the back. You're going to stick this in here, like so. And then there's a little groove that goes in here. I'm just showing you what you have to put in here. It's difficult holding the camera with one hand and working with, with one hand on it. So, but I'm just showing you what you need to do. You need to put this in, put the cable in this little slot here, and it fits down in there, and then you put it in this groove. Once I have it in, I'll show you again how it goes. So stand by. All right, the next step after you get the wheel on here, you want to install your cable, which it goes into this slot. As you can see here, it fits right into this slot here. I hope y'all can see that. And then it goes into this is a little groove that you put the cable in, and it comes down. Now you want to turn your cable here so it's tight. What I'm going to do next is put a pair of vice grips on the bar to hold it in place. Then I'm going to go down and install the other cable to the other wheel. All right, stand by. Okay, as you can see, I installed a pair of vice grips on the pole, and I turned it to where it's not going to move anywhere. You see the cable is taut, and here's the groove here. It's about a little less than 90 degrees going down. Now I'm gonna head down to the other side and install a cable on the wheel, the wheel down here, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna go ahead and bolt up the spring. All right, we've installed the second wheel. As you can see here, the second wheel is now installed. You can see where the cable goes into the little slot here, and then it goes into this little groove and goes all the way around. Remember, when you put the cable in, it has to be entered from the back side, because when the garage door turns to go up, it's going to be going in a clockwise rotation. So you want the spool to wind up. You want the cable to wind up on the spool here. So we're done with that. Now we're going to go ahead and install the spring and bolt that up. And I'll show you where you bolt that to, and then we'll go on to how to put tension on the springs. All right, now we're going to be ready to install the spring. As you can see, you have the plastic bearing here. The plastic bearing goes inside it, so you're going to have to lift up, and then insert that bearing in here. Then you're going to slide your spring down. Now, what I would suggest, because sometimes it might be hard, when you screw, especially down this end, you might have little pitted burrs in it. You need a file to file that down so it can slide more smoothly. But I'll get it. So we'll be bolting it up, and I'll show you step by step what you have to do to bolt this, to the bracket. Okay, guys, I've already installed the bolts. As you can see, you put the head in this way and the nut on this end. You do it on both sides, here, so you can, tighten them up. You tighten them up snug, all right? And then the next step is gonna be, we're gonna go ahead and torque the spring using the torque bars to tighten it up. Again, this is a right turn spring. My door is a 6.5 foot door. according to a chart. And of course you can go online and there are plenty of charts and things like what size you're gonna get, and tells you how many turns to tighten your bolts and all this stuff. But for this particular type of door and the width of the door, I need to turn my spring 28 to 29 quarter turns. Now, you may say, what's a quarter turn? Well, when you put your bar in here and you turn this to the next opening, that's a quarter turn. So for my size door, which is 6.5 feet, I need to turn my spring 28 quarter turns. All right. Now, once I do that, then we should be all set. We're going to remove the vice grips, and then we're going to go from there. All right, stand by. All right. As you can see, I've already started putting tension on it. I'm up to 13 turns right now, as far as the thing is. And as you can see, using these makes a whole lot of difference and is safer. One of the things is when you're doing this, you don't want to stand directly in front of this. You want to stand to the side in case the bars slip out, because these springs are under a lot of torque. And when they let loose, this thing will go with it. And if you're standing directly in front of it, it could hit you in the chin, do some damage to you. So you want to kind of stay to the side. Obviously, I can't do this and hold the camera at the same time, but I'm just showing you. I already started putting torque on it. I'm at 13 quarter turns, as I stated before. When I move the next one, I pull this and I go up. The next slot will be 1/4 of a turn, which will be 14, and all the way to 28, 29, quarter turns. So that's where we're staying right now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll see what we have. All right. I have 29 turns, as you can see here. I still have the tension rod still, because it's holding everything. Once you do that, then you want to go ahead and tighten up your set screws. You want to tighten up your set screws and tighten those down. One other thing I didn't mention about when it comes to safety and as far as the equipment you need to have some eye protection when you're doing this. You never know what might happen. It's better to be safe than sorry. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tighten down these set screws. Yeah, once you feel the screws are seated, you want to do about another half turn, and that'll be good. All right. Now I can't do this with one hand. Now this the bar is loaded with tension, and I need to get the other bar out because it's resting. The pressure of the spring is resting on this, so I'm gonna need to stick this in and raise it up about 1 inch to pull this bar down. So I'm gonna have to, pause the camera and do that. All right, gang, as you can see here, I got the garage door up and operational. I ran into a problem, which I'm gonna show you in a second, but the door is balanced. You can tell if your door is balanced, the spring and everything is balanced. If you go and it comes down slow, or as you can see, it stops there. That means the door is balanced. As you can see here, pretty much can pick it up with two fingers, and it comes down smoothly, and and it doesn't slam. Comes down nice and smooth. When I initially did my adjustments, I had to turn it. I know for my door it said 28 quarter turns, and I did it. When I put it halfway, it it didn't stay there, so I did 2 more quarter turns, 29. I think I did 30, maybe 31, and it works smooth. Now, when I was trying to raise it, I would get about halfway, and the door wouldn't go up anywhere. Something was, preventing it from going up, and I couldn't figure it out until I looked and saw this. This screw head came out, which holds the thing, and this was sticking. So when it got up to here, it kept the door from, preventing from going up. So when you start looking at things, make sure that you got everything, nothing is obstructing, the path of the door. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope this video has helped, somebody out, saved you some money. I must reiterate, safety first. Get yourself a pair of these. If you're gonna be one of those do-it-yourselfers like I am, invest $14, $15 in those tension bars, and get some eye protection. Remember to stand to the side when you're torquing those springs down, and it'll be fine. As I mentioned before, don't be intimidated with doing this. I know a lot of you go on YouTube, they do stress safety, and if you feel uncomfortable, call a professional, and that's fine. But I would recommend watch a lot of those videos. Some are put on by do-it-yourselfers like me, and some are put on by professional garage door installers. And watch a couple of those a couple of times. Make sure you get the right part, video part, and go for it. If you get to the point to where if you do it and you think you can't do it, then go ahead and call an installer. But you're going to save yourself anywhere between $200 and $400. So I'm the type of person that I like to do things, if I can do it myself, save a little bit of money. Well, that's it. Again, I hope this helped somebody out, and stay tuned for my next video.